I've always thought more growth means more money. And while that is true, there is a tiny problem with it: stress. Stress is the best friend of money. More money means obviously more stress. And here's the funny part: stress compounds way faster than money. By the end of this video, I hope you'll have a clearer understanding of how stress and money, or growth and compounding, is intertwined with each other and how you can manage it better. The reason why I came to this realization was once I had more properties come in, once I started moving from managing 2 properties to 3 and 4 and 5, and all the way up to 6 at the time. Sure, I did see an increase in the revenue part of the equation. I was making more money compared to when I was managing 2 properties, but the stress that I had to deal with went significantly higher. It wasn't even a linear increase, meaning my money increased in a linear fashion, meaning 10% and then 10% and then percent, given a rough math, not entirely accurate. But the stress part went higher and higher in a non-linear fashion, meaning one day it was more 10% stress increment, and then the next day was 30%, and then the next day was 50%, to a point where I had to slow down. I had to let go of the non-performing houses and properties and whatnot. And that kind of gave me flexibility. It gave me a fresh start. So that's when I sat down and thought, okay, if I don't have systems in place, if I don't have a proper process in place, I cannot scale stress the way I scaled my business. It does not work. If that's the case, the future is not bright. You get burnout, you get stagnation and whatnot. So sure, the revenue part went up, but all the properties, all the additional properties that came with their own set of problems, which means more emails, more problems, more communication loops, more feedback cycles, more headache, more pain. Everything came together. That's the problem of scaling or adding in more units without considering the stress part. In an ideal situation, in an ideal world, you want to be able to have more things. And this applies to all parts of life. Now, Charlie Munger said compounding is the ninth wonder of the world, which is entirely true. Imagine having that concept applied to stress. Imagine stress compounding. Your brain, or our brain, cannot handle that. So here's the plan. Here's what I did. I have ever since removed all the non-performing properties. All the properties that I currently have, I optimized it. Now I've built a base where owners will have their own mobile application, tenants will have their own mobile application, web portals, checklists, onboarding cycles. Now I think I'm in a way better place where I can add more properties without having to incur the cost of going through increasing the stress part of it. This is what part of building a business is: seeing what's working and seeing that it did not work, and then instead of pushing it, you kind of slow it down. You kind of have to. It's like taking 3 steps forward, 2 steps back to net a step forward. In the end game, if you keep going in this direction, at some point you will understand that all the data that you've been getting has been useful in some way or the other. I hope by the end of this video, you've had a clear understanding of how stress is related with growth and how you can avoid that by having proper systems and processes in place. Here's the other funny part. As a property manager, I can fire properties. I can say no to properties. I can say no to owners. But as a real estate investor, if you're an investor, you can't do that. The moment the property is closed, it's basically yours. You're married to it. There is no escape. So assume this: you have a property that you bought. You kind of know the game. Now you bought another property, and then you bought another property using BRR strategies, whatever you do. But the point is, if you don't have a proper system in place and you're adding more properties, it will blow up. And I can promise you that if you have proper systems in place and you add more properties, you can significantly reduce the amount of stress that's going to go up, and then you can keep it low while keeping the upside high. I hope this video was useful. Maybe you found it useful. Share it with somebody. And that was it. My name is Eben Jason. I'm the owner of Prospera Properties. We manage rental properties in London, Ontario. That was video 6. See you in the next video.